All right, guys. I've been having these thoughts for a few years now. These are one of those thoughts that you just think about a few times a week and like they just remain constant in your mind. And it's this idea that it's all a test, like everything. Like I remember the first time this thought came into my mind, I believe this was 2020 during the pandemic. I was having a conversation with one of my good friends and I was telling him how like this school thing feels like it's never gonna end. I was in college, probably like my sophomore year or something. And it just felt like all my days since third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, high school, like continuous work, like that's all I'm going to do. Now, looking back, it's like, wow, 5 years has gone, done with school, but still like life goes on. It's still a test. Relationships, everything. It just feels like even the goals you set for your own self, each day you wake up, you have an opportunity to go left, right? You have an opportunity to get distracted by something else that is actually good. Maybe like work out, cook, meal prep, or actually face your goals. And those things that are actually good, like, I read in this book, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, I believe. And he talks about this concept called like resistance. Like, when it's time to do something, to sit down and actually do the work, this is the time you're thinking of, I don't spend enough time with family, or, that project I should have done 3 months ago, I never did. This is also a good time to do it. Like, that's just resistance. Like, everything wants to test how bad you actually want it. And it's so crazy, man. Oh my days. Like, I remember every relationship I've been in, also, it's like, you just meet someone and you don't want to feel that pressure, like you have to prove yourself or nothing, like, that's just me. Like, I show up how I show up, But then I came to a realization, like, this is just the natural order of life. Like, even that person has certain standards they're looking for. And they're trying to look at you to make sure you pass that test. Your boss is trying to look at you to make sure, like, is this person responsible? Is this person, like, on point? You have to pass that test, And I think that's the biggest thing I took from school, to be honest. Like, whatever is presented to you in front of you, you ultimately have to pass it, And it's your job to do the work before that test is presents itself. So before that girl comes or before your boss comes and you have to prove yourself to them, just do the work. Do the work. You know what I mean? And, sometimes we come up short, we fail, whatnot. But like Stephen Pressfield in that book, The War of Art, he talks about persistence. Like, you keep going forward. That's part of the test. Like, this is even a test within yourself. Like, you're testing your own self. Do you have what it takes? Like, does this little bump in your journey, is this gonna deter you all the way? Or are you gonna be like a G, get up, keep moving forward, Like, and this is actually the fun part about life. Like, when you realize this, like, you kind of take things less seriously. You know what I mean? Like, you can look at it from that framework and be like, okay, like, I'm just gonna be a G. Like, nothing is gonna break me. Like, I'm just gonna keep moving forward. And then the reality of life hits and you're like, that hurt. You know what I mean? And I feel like the difference is ultimately, the people that, they let it sting for a few days, hours, and they just get right back up. You get right back up and right to it because, like, literally, the test continues.